This week on NOMOFOMO, we're getting into
the mothers,
getting campy at the Met Gala,
TV moms,
drag race conspiracy theories,
baby Archie,
and a reminder to help control the pet population, have your pet spayed or neutered. Goodbye, everybody.
Let's get into it!
Hey, NOMOFOMO listeners.
Hi.
Hello.
Thanks for listening to us again.
Welcome back.
What are we, episode 11?
This is episode 11.
All right.
I think we're really getting our groove on.
Yeah, I think we're making it, you know.
We are. We're doing it. We're making it. We're hustling.
We're opulent.
We're opulent.
We own everything.
You know, we are
100%.
hustling, and you know, we want to keep some FOMO. But, you know, there's been a little bit of traveling going on, and there's been some conversations that have been had out there with some fairly influential people
Okay.
in the radio, podcast, entertainment world.
Entertainment world.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
who like what we're doing. And so we're so grateful, and we're going to follow up with everybody. We're going to knock on their damn doors until they get tired of us, and until we are getting those promo codes.
Absolutely. Yeah, promo code shoulder pads, because that's what we wear to all of our business meetings.
That's right, because we're
itchy shoulders.
We're fucking Angela Bauer. We are Delta
Work.
well, Delta Burke, but you know, we're designing women. We are all the things.
Absolutely. Dorothy Spornak and her
Yes.
very important job, whatever that was.
Right. WKRP, we are coming for you.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
Well, this is our very special Mother's Day episode.
Oh my God.
We're going to try and keep coming back to the mother themes, and we've got some great stuff, but I mean, there is a ton of pop culture stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
And we have to talk about what happened to us this week.
Absolutely.
Who's first?
Well, I'll go first because I'm a mother.
Right.
Yes, you are.
Of
Mother's
course.
first.
Absolutely. Yeah. And to quote the timeless poets that are the Spice Girls, Mama, I love you.
Yes.
Mama, I care. Mama, I love you. Mama, my friend.
Oh.
She's my friend.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Can you be
think
friends
of
with your
that.
mother? What do you think?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my God, my mom's like
Absolutely.
my best friend.
Yes, my mom's my best friend too.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, we have our best friends, and then we have our moms.
For sure. I know
Right?
what
Like
you mean.
they're not totally the same person.
No, but
It's
I kind of tell my mom everything.
I tell my mom everything too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish that my mom would come out more. You know, I wish she was kind of a bit more Jennifer Coolidge in that way. That,
Right.
you know, she would hang or like Amy Poehler and be like, oh, I'm just one of you girls. I wish she was a bit more Kris Jenner. But it's okay. She's
But that
still
would
my
get a
best
little
friend.
overwhelming, don't you think?
That's very true.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of nice to keep a distance, but then to also be able to talk to your mom about anything.
Absolutely.
Because then if she's out, then she sees everything, and then, I don't know if I would be.
No, I mean, I think it's okay to have a little bit of mystery.
For sure.
I mean, we're all so lucky because we all have our moms.
Yes.
And we are all close to our moms.
Yes.
And we can be ourselves and honest and who we are, and they love and respect us. So let's just have a little moment of thank you
Thank
to
you, Mom.
Beyonce for allowing this to happen.
Right? We always pray to Beyonce.
Always.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do. So what what else happened this
So
week?
what happened to me this week is like I thought that my laugh was like pretty like bubbly and charming, and you know I thought it was cute, but my laugh turned and it's never coming back. It turned into a cackle. So I have like Wicked Witch of the West cackle now because of the Billboard Awards. So at the Billboard Awards, Madonna performed with Maluma, and they performed that bullshit song, the 1 2 cha cha cha.
Right, yeah.
And it was
2 cha cha cha. Right.
God, oh my God. And then, so then some genius decided to put these holograms of Madonna in her various stages of reinvention. But she was so like fucked up on the jizz of her younger boyfriends that she fully like walked into these holograms as she was performing, and it looked so stupid.
Oh
my God.
I need to look this up.
So then my laugh turned into the cackle.
Well,
I cackled like a witch.
that is allowed.
Then So after Homecoming, of course, it's changed our lives. Beyonce's Homecoming that we
Yes.
spoke about. That if you don't know it, please return back a few
Totally.
episodes, or last episode actually.
Yeah.
So of course it's iconic. Not to say that Beyonce is the first person who's ever performed with marching band musicians. Of course she's not. She didn't invent that.
Right. Totally.
But the thing is, the way she did it, it was completely genius. But so after this, of course, Homecoming is the biggest story ever.
Yeah.
We all know Beyonce. We all love Beyonce. So then Miss Taylor Swift, who's back on her comeback, decides, wow, I think I should have marching band drummers.
No.
Oh, yes. It
Too
gets worse.
soon.
Too soon. It gets worse. Then she's like, oh, instead of dressing them all in yellow or, like that raspberry pink, okay, well, they're all in pastel pink. And when Beyonce says that, these musicians, they have so much swag, the ones who she used in Homecoming, these ones who Taylor Swift was able to procure, they were the opposite of swag. They were like, the old dudes who you might see like at Knott's Berry Farm or something like that. Like they were so bad. So they're all there and they're pastel and they're all just drumming and they're just so nerdy. And then she comes out and tries to do stand like Beyonce, one hand on the hip.
No.
Yes, she
Oh
tried
my
to have the
God.
moment with the drummers. And I just cackled so hard. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. It was so embarrassing for Taylor.
I have no words.
And I don't think my laugh will be the same again. I think I have a witch's cackle for
Can
the
you do it
rest.
for us? I thought it was going to be more like a Michelle Visage, like, no. Okay.
And then she decided to ruin one of my favorite things, which is pastel colors. And she decided to have her dancers dancing around with briefcases, doing the old, Chicago in a circle around her with the briefcases.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, I'm not kidding.
So so there was pastels, there was briefcases, there was trumpets, there was bands. Like
Yeah.
what makes sense in any of that? Any of those words?
Yeah,
Like nothing.
Exactly. And the song is shit. And then she sings it with Brandon Urie from Panic at the Disco, and he's a sexy piece. And honey, even he couldn't save this train wreck.
Oh God.
So I
What goes?
laughed.
But what goes through an artist's mind when they're like, "Hey, I know what I'm gonna do, marching bands," and it's like you don't even dare to compete with Beyonce,
Exactly.
Ms. Swift.
Like,
Okay.
Like, get out.
bye. We're done.
Oh God, give me
Yeah.
a break. I need to watch this. I can't believe we haven't watched it. But
You're
we
gonna
need
start
to.
cackling soon too.
Oh my God.
Allie with a cackle.
Yeah, I think I already have a cackle. Actually,
a little bit.
I do have a cackle already.
Allie, what
so.
happened to you this week?
Oh God, what happened to me this week? Well, it's been 2 weeks since we've been on. We did our 7 cities in 7 days.
Yes, we did.
Press tour for Mother's Day, our Style Guys
Yes.
press tour. So we hit up, we started in Ottawa, then we went to Toronto, then we went to Hamilton, then we went to Winnipeg, Vancouver, Edmonton, and then Calgary. And we had media segments in every
Brava.
single one, which was insanity. We
Yeah.
were on a plane every single day.
Yeah.
I feel exhausted, but ready for this podcast. Always ready. But yeah, no, that's kind of what happened to me this week. It was just all about travel. Travel, and more travel.
Well, travel.
Yeah.
I was obviously along for the ride for this. During our travels, there was a lot of planning. There was a lot of getting things organized for all the different TV segments, all the rest of it. In the meantime, though, I, however, had time to grow a mustache.
Ooh la la.
What do you think? You like it?
I do like it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm actually
Yeah.
trying to convince him to grow it a little bit longer on the
Yeah,
side, so
yeah,
there's
yeah,
just a
yeah,
little
yeah.
bit of a little
curl.
dippity
Yes.
doodah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think that would look so hot. I mean, Jason can pull off facial hair like nobody else. Like if I
Agreed.
was to grow a beard, actually I tried. Well, I don't even have to try. It's basically I shave in the morning and have a beard in the afternoon.
Yeah.
But I tried to grow a stash, and my upper lip is so big and my hair is so dark that it basically looks like somebody took like a bingo jobber that's like black and just smeared it on my face.
Well,
So there's that.
here's the thing about having a mustache. This is the I think this is about the second time that I've actually grown like a mustache, and they're a lot of effort because you have to really get the shape right.
True, like eyebrows. Yes.
Yeah, you can't just let that grow in and then shave everything around it. There's, it can be a little too wide on the top, like you just described. So I trim mine down a little bit.
Yeah.
You got to get around the sides because if it's too wide, then it just looks like you have like a big chocolate milk mustache.
Yeah, like Burt Reynolds' town.
Yeah, it's a little too much. And I think if you can have the patience to really manicure it, groom it, then you can get it to the right place. Then the thing is, I mean, I'm not comfortable completely shaving my beard off. So I'm thinking, well,
that's what John Travolta said.
Ooh, girl.
So then I'm thinking, well, do I have to make a decision? Does it have to be one or the other? And I've made a decision this week that, you know what? I can have it all.
Agree.
And you know who is my inspiration for this?
JVN.
JVN. You totally took it out of my mouth. Jonathan Van Ness, who I am a big fan of. Of course, we all love Queer Eye, and I love following him on social media. I love that he is just all over, like, his body positivity. He's all about, you know what, I'm going to have long hair and a beard and a mustache, and I'm going to shake my booty all over my kitchen, and I might even just wear a dress.
Exactly.
And heels.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I'm just really looking up to him right now, and I think that, I'm going to stop worrying about what somebody might think. Like, what are they going to think about a beard and a mustache? What if the beard's too short for the longer mustache? You know what? No, I'll decide. Jonathan, you and me, baby, we're going to have mustaches and beards. All right. So much has happened in pop culture, and we're already talking about it because we're so excited. But we have to talk about the literally 1 minute ago news that we just got.
Oh my God.
The royal baby name.
I know.
Ooh.
So Harry and Meghan had their baby, and Allie.
The name is Archie.
Yes.
Now, I was shocked at that name.
Archie Harrison.
Yeah, but I'm shocked at that name and how the Queen okayed that name.
Right?
That is not a royal name.
It's so cute.
It's cute, I get it. But is it a royal name, though?
It's not. I don't. Maybe Archibald is way back when,
right?
But the fact that his actual name
is
Archie.
Yeah. So I got the full name, and so they have decided, in breaking with some of the tradition, they're not titling the baby. Which is kind of interesting. So his title will be Master.
Okay.
Like any of us.
Bader.
Master Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor.
Oh,
Davenport.
Yes. From the legendary house of... it's so funny. They're like, we're not going to title the baby, but he's going to be called Master. That's a title in itself, is it not?
But Master is... Any boy child can be called Master. Like, my grandma used to write on our birthday cards, Master Jason Krell or Master Trent Krell. Because, she was English, but, that's a thing.
A white people thing.
Yeah, it's a white people thing.
Yeah, because that definitely doesn't happen in brown culture. Nobody gets called Massa, okay? That is not something that I think anybody should be proud of.
Well,
Master Jason Krell.
I think it's cute.
I don't know. I don't think it's cute at all.
All right. Well, we know that the baby's going to be really cute, and so should we place bets on whether this baby is a redhead or not?
Yeah, I was just going to say, is he going to be a ginger?
Well, it's hard to tell because it's so funny how genetics, whatever the dominant gene comes out. Because, of course, even, you look at Harry's genetics, and, of course, Diana had some recessive genes and whatnot. But, he's all the way recessive. So it'd be really interesting to see if the recessive comes out. And I'm talking as a recessive kid myself, because my siblings have different hair color and eye color than I do. And
you're the only blonde?
Yeah. Even in my whole family, they have, my mom's side has more ginger side, and then my dad's side has more of the brown hair, brown eyes.
Wow.
But I was just, I'm the only, and I'm true blonde. So you never know. You never know which child gets the recessive genes and whatnot.
And this is a mixed race child.
Exactly.
So, we could see that the baby starts looking one way and then maybe just evolves into looking a different way.
Exactly.
And so this is cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, my
Harry
best
and
friend. I
Meghan.
can't wait for her to call me
Oh, well, there
and
you
let
go.
me know.
Baby shower.
And you
Exactly.
can have a Kiki about
But I was convinced, so like when I heard that it was a boy, I thought it might be Edward. Just for some reason, it just came into my head, and I was like, okay, Edward. But then I was thinking, well, now that Oprah works closely with Harry for their mental health initiative, I was thinking, well, maybe not Edward. Maybe they'll go off path a little bit. And I thought they were going to call the baby Stedman.
Oh my God. How funny that you brought up Stedman, because we just brought up Stedman last week. We went for cocktails with a good friend of ours and her new husband.
Yeah,
and
I think we can name her.
Can we name her?
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
So we went out with our good friend Marilyn Dennis.
Yes.
Who, I do her show all the time, and she's so lovely. And so she was in Vancouver the same time we were, and we actually saw her while I was in Toronto because I did the show there too. But we went for cocktails with her, and
Yes, and her brand new husband,
right,
which was
who
super cool.
is a delight.
Yes, so
He's
handsome.
so handsome and so lovely.
He better be. She's a goddess.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And so he kind of just was joking around and was saying that he's kind of like her Stedman.
Yeah,
which was so
he's
funny.
like Canada's.
And you're like,
he's Canada's
Candace
Stedman.
Stedman.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're not joking. You
Yeah,
are.
totally. Anyway, it was such a delight hanging out with both of them. So anyway, it's so funny that you brought up Stedman. Yeah.
Well, baby Archie, I'm all over it.
Yeah,
so
I
there
think
you
it's
go.
cute.
I'm
I
more
like it.
surprised about Harrison, to be totally honest with you, because Archie's a pretty common name in the UK,
Right.
but Harrison not so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know where that
there's
came from.
So there's that.
And more baby news this week.
Okay.
We also had a new baby delivered by Amy Schumer.
All right.
Yeah.
I saw her
Yay.
Instagram post after she just had the baby and her husband was kissing her on the cheek. It was cute.
Yeah. Congratulations, because she had a tough pregnancy.
Did she?
did she?
Very,
Oh, I
very
didn't know
tough.
this.
Yeah, she had
Okay.
the great, the thing that Kate Middleton had, the glycemia, whatever that was called. But yeah, she had a tough one for sure. And she did a Netflix special actually, and she was wearing the most hideous dress I've ever
her
seen in my
stand-up.
life.
Yeah, we watched it.
And it was just so funny because she's like, yeah, I'm like 7 months pregnant and I've been through all this and I've, had all these health issues. And she's like, and I'm doing this because I'm contractually obligated to be here. So, but it was funny. But yeah, she's been through it. There's no question.
That's crazy though that somebody would be if she was just contractually like forced to be there, but it's like you're pregnant and it's just like you can't. There's not like.
I don't know. I guess she doesn't have the power that Beyonce had at Coachella
Exactly.
to. Can I just put it off by a year?
Totally. But you know what? It worked wonders for Ali Wong with Baby Cobra.
Yes,
One of the
that's
best
true.
stand-up performances
That is
like
true.
of all time.
So can I tell you something
Yeah.
hilarious?
Yeah.
So, and this is going to segue us into our next topic.
Yeah.
But apparently, Amy Schumer, she was on her way to the hospital
Okay.
in labor.
Okay.
And they were going by the Met.
Okay.
And of course, they're getting all set up for the big Met Gala.
Yeah.
And what did she do? She had them pull over so that she could walk the pink carpet
Oh.
in labor.
Love it. She's probably wearing like nasty old sweatpants.
Oh my God.
I can't remember what she was wearing, but she was not dressed.
Well, obviously,
she was
like,
not
when
in her camp finest. No, it
that
was,
is camp right there.
that
Actually,
is so camp.
Totally.
That is so camp.
Well
would've
done,
been-
Amy.
Yes, 100%.
It would have been
Yes.
camp as if she would have just given birth right on those pink steps.
Oh my God.
Exactly. Where's your
That
commitment?
would
know.
be. Oh, that would have been everything. I'm sure Anna Wintour would have had a heart attack.
Oh my God.
But let's talk about the Met Gala.
Let's. Oh my God, I'm dying.
It's going to be hard not to talk about this for
Exactly.
95 minutes.
Totally.
straight.
Just for a quick reference, so the Met Gala is the big fundraiser to support the exhibition that takes place that year, and it's called the Metropolitan. It's called the Metropolitan Institute Costume Gala. Pardon me. So the point is it's not just a fashion show. It really is about the exhibition that is on at that time. So there's been so many that 2 years ago it was Comme des Garçons. They had an exhibition there. Of course, there was China Through the Looking Glass, and of course then last year it was the look at Catholicism, because it wasn't just, they're not just picking a theme out of thin air. It is based upon what is being
and I saw
Absolutely.
that.
the exhibition exhibited at
I think it was called Heavenly Bodies.
Heavenly
Yes,
Bodies.
yes.
And I saw it. I was lucky enough to go there last
exactly.
summer, and it was so spectacular.
God, I was
So of
so
course,
jealous.
this is this event that is arranged by Anna Wintour and Condé Nast and whatnot. This is obviously in support of this, and it really does make your average person get their butt into the museum to see this. So
and
it definitely serves a great purpose.
And inspire us to up our fucking game.
Exactly.
Because, oh my God, it was so fun to watch. Let's just start really quickly. I want to just know, how do you interpret camp?
Thank you.
This is the question I have, because it is a fairly loose term, right?
See, I don't think it's loose. I think camp is like... Camp, you know, when you say what it, like, oh my God, that drag queen was so campy. Oh my God, that Broadway show was total camp.
Yeah.
Like, that's camp to me is like whimsical, it's funny, it's outrageous, it's weird, you know? Like, it's just kind of all the strangey things that kind of like make you giggle and also feel weird inside. And then you're like, what is even happening here?
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of what I feel camp is. And I think there's some people at the Met Gala that really ran with it and did an incredible job. And then there's some that should have had their invitation snatched because it's like there's no way that you're walking in here like that. Like, this is not camp. This is just a gown.
And they've done, and there's always those people, regardless of the theme, that they just are like, they'll just wear some column gown just like they would to a movie premiere or at an award show.
So and you know, there's I mean, we could go, there's like hundreds of amazing guests at this event. Let's talk about who really epitomized camp.
Okay.
Because I agree with Allie. I think camp, it's got to have a little bit of humor.
Oh yeah, totally.
Right? It doesn't take itself so seriously, and it can be beautiful and it can be glamorous, but I think it should also be a little bit weird.
Yes.
Always
so
weird.
Who brought it?
Oh, I have a lot on my list, but I think one of the best that I saw was definitely Janelle Monáe. Like, Kristen Siriano, you killed that dress. It was so strange and so weirdy. It had like an eyelash that was like blinking, and it was just, and she was wearing 3 hats that were kind of like one on top of another, and it was just such a cute and quirky, and you know that Janelle Monáe brings it every single time, no matter if it's camp, whether it's red carpet, whether it's whatever it is, she always brings it, and she was probably one of my tops, for sure. Agree. Like, 100%.
Agree. And that's the thing that camp does really well, or people who are expressing via camp, is taking, you know, notions. So for me, she took the notion of wearing different hats. You know, when we all say, oh, well, I have to wear so many different hats. And so for me, that was the interpretation of it. And also, she, you know, she's expressing herself. She's, you know, she's a queer woman, and expressing, for me, it was like the lips as well, and so maybe subverting that about lipstick lesbian. I mean, there were so many layers, and so that's when you look at somebody who is campy, quote unquote, they're not just putting a bowl of fruit on their head, you know. There's more to it. It's a subversion.
Although we did see a bowl of fruit on
Sure.
who, I can't remember what the young woman's name, who,
but she was wearing the striped rainbow number, and so she just had all the, she had like a dangling egg, and then she had
that's Cara Delevingne.
Yes,
yeah. I thought that was really fun.
But that was like teeth, and that was bananas, and that was like, it was wild. And she had a rainbow stripe down to her shoes. She had a rainbow cane.
Yes.
She is also...
That was Chanel, by the way, which is like, what?
Exactly.
Right?
And for somebody like her, I mean, she was just recently on Drag Race, and they were joking about, you know, penises, and she's like, well, I've never seen one. And so, again, you know, representation here as a queer woman, 100%. It was so hot.
Well, and you know, it's funny that you bring that up, because I was watching this and I was thinking about how the Met Gala, it does tend to turn a bit of a lens on society and pop culture as well. Yeah. And I thought, you know, this is such perfect timing, because I think there's so many people out there that have felt, you know, scared of what's happening in some societies. You know, like, the world is a pretty serious place. There's a lot of politics around LGBTQ culture and like what's happening in the US and all the rest of it. And I think there's just so many people that have felt like a little bit put down and stepped on and shunned and things like that.
You were just about to go into the Revenge of the Nerds ending
Exactly.
speech. You really did.
Oh. I know. I wish I could recite it off the top of my head.
That's
I'll need
next
a minute.
week.
That'll be next week in our ode to Revenge of the Nerds. But how perfect that now this camp theme really let everybody just go for it.
Yes.
You know what? There was so much gender bending. There was so much, outrageous fashion. There was, and then there was even just nods to whatever you're into.
Exactly.
Let's talk about Barbie herself.
Casey Musgraves.
Casey Musgraves.
So we just spoke about her a few weeks ago.
Yes.
We were saying, her fashion, not quite doing it for us, but for me, I feel like this was a pivotal moment in her career. She went from, she's very famous, she's very successful in her own right, but she wasn't really known for fashion. But with Jeremy Scott, he turned her into a literal Barbie.
Yeah.
With the hairdryer purse.
It was perfect.
It was perfect. Everything about it was perfection.
And she arrived in a pink Corvette.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
which
incredible.
is so cool.
That is how
camp.
you do it.
That is camp right there. Barbie
Yes.
is camp. There's no
Totally.
ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Exactly.
Other favorites of mine, I'm going to have to say Gwen Stefani, also
Yeah,
in Jeremy Scott.
She looked beautiful.
Beautiful.
And
Yeah.
also, we haven't seen her in
I
so
know.
long.
Yes.
On the red carpet. I mean, we see her on whatever show she's on, the Voice or
Yeah.
whatever it is. But to see her on the red carpet finally and just
I missed you.
I know, and she's gorgeous.
Love
oh my
her.
God, she's amazing.
Really quick, we have to talk about Lady Gaga.
She was my favorite.
I loved her so much.
Yeah, she brought it. She brought it. I thought she was she wasn't my favorite though.
I'll tell you why she was my favorite.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
What?
I missed the Gaga of when she was high camp, when she was bringing it so hard and making, turning pop culture on its head. And, in the days of the meat dress and whatnot, when she was wearing Alexander McQueen all the time. And then, of course, with any artist, as we, gave Madonna a hard time with, just be who you are.
Yes.
Really, and I give props for Lady Gaga for doing that. She really went and,
went back to her roots. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
They just went where her heart was leading her. But it was such a nice return to form in that performance aspect of it and
Yes.
the 3 reveals and
Yeah.
the way that she just laid herself on that carpet when she was in her bra and panties and the most ridiculous platform stilettos I've ever seen. And so I miss that Gaga so much, and that's why I loved it. So it wasn't that the fact that the dresses were the best or whatever, but the fact that she had her big bow and the fact that she had her hair in those little bows she used to. That's how she started, remember, with the big hair bow.
Totally.
And so it's just for me, it was nostalgia. It was oh, that's our Gaga. That's our girl.
And camp is also kind of going back to your roots a little bit too, right?
Exactly.
So that I could understand for sure.
And I loved how she performed the whole time.
Yeah, she did not lose character at all. It was just constant pose, this, that, bend over, do
It was
this, do that.
16 minutes.
Yeah.
So
That
Well,
is
she was the
why-
co-chair.
Yes,
She was the co-chair of the Met Gala this
Yeah.
year, so I'm sure she was given a little extra time.
Absolutely.
Can I on topic of performance, Zendaya? Oh, I loved her
so
so
good.
much.
She's my second favorite.
Oh my
So
God.
she
so
did, for anybody who didn't watch it, she basically showed up in a Cinderella ball gown. And then it was basically transformed like a little bippity boppity boo.
Yeah.
And it lit up.
Yeah.
I just thought it was so clever and just so surprising and funny and
So good.
She lost her slipper and she was like,
I know.
Oh,
It was perfect. And she had her stylist that's been with her now
La Roche.
since she
Yes.
since she was 14.
Yes.
Which is incredible. So he was kind of playing the fairy godmother with the little
well, his look was so fierce,
it
too.
was. They both killed it. And I'm surprised that it was Tommy Hilfiger though. That's kind of what I was like, what? Tommy Hilfiger on the runway? What?
Yeah.
I know.
But anyway, I thought it was great. That is campy for sure too. I think that is totally right.
So many honorable mentions. We just have to just quickly say. So let's just go around because we could go on like this forever. Speed round.
Okay.
Let's say we'll go around once, 2 times, and mention people that we just need to give a quick shout out to. Honorable mentions.
Okay.
Allie, go.
Mine, oh God, so much pressure. Lena Waithe and Kirby Jean Raymond, and they were wearing custom Pyre Moss outfits, and they were kind of like this suiting with the little pinstripe, and each pinstripe was actually a lyric from a
queer artist.
Yes, which was
like
incredible.
Sylvester.
Yeah.
Totally. And all the buttons also were faces of different artists, and everything about it was great. And I think they both brought it, and that is total camp to me. And they were also representing something that was truly special to them, which I think is great.
Agree. And of course, on the back it said, on Lena's jacket, it said, Black drag queens invented camp. So,
Yeah.
and they apparently, that was a typo on purpose. So instead of invented, it was invented.
Carla,
I think that's
go.
opulent.
Go, Kiki,
speaking
Carla.
of opulent, Billy Porter. Billy Porter
Wow.
came in on an Egyptian carriage of 6 fine men who carried him, and he was full camp down the runway, full gold suit. It was by the Blondes. He had his wings. He had his Egyptian fantasy, and he was schooling all of us children. And
Yes, he
RuPaul,
was.
you better watch out.
I know. There's someone coming after you, girl.
I want to
That's
give a
it.
shout out to another guy. This one was in a different way, only because I thought it was so curious. Jared Leto.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I just thought it was so cool. He basically walked in and he was carrying his own head. Now that's camp.
I see. I think that's
That's
creepy.
funny.
I don't think that's
It is
camp. I think
creepy.
that's creepy.
It's
like I don't
both.
know. Like I don't know. Is that camp?
It's both.
Anyway.
I thought it was super fun.
And he was in Gucci, I think, right? Like he was wearing Gucci, I believe. But anyway, I liked his outfit for sure.
Allie, who else? Speed round 2.
Oh God, speed round 2. I'm gonna have to say Lupita.
Yes.
With all the pics.
It was so, good.
That was her crown.
Yes.
Her crown was her Afro combs.
I know.
It was, so good. And then on those combs, I'm sorry, I totally interrupted you.
No, that's okay.
Then, of course, there was the fist on the comb. I died.
I know.
Oh my God.
It was a beaut. And when she turned around and she gave that face and like all of like the look was incredible. And that is camp to me. It was bright, it was bold, it was colorful, it was campy.
Carla.
I have to say, our drag queens, Aquaria, our
Yes.
current reigning.
Yes.
She's my friend.
That's so
I met
huge that
her.
she got invited.
Huge. And she performed the night before. Her look was sickening too. It wasn't like, that's the thing is that some people were saying, oh, well, you didn't have the bowl of fruit on your head. And that's the thing is that she's 22. She's at like the heartbeat of New York. And she's like, bitch, I don't have to put a bowl of fruit on my head, for me to understand camp. The fact that her presence is there is camp. And then Violet Chachki, she was the winner of season 7. She was wearing a Jeremy Scott column gown. Of course, she has her, her very 40s look, and
Beautiful
it was
pin-up
an
kind of
actual opera glove. The
yeah.
train was a glove, and that was the sexiest thing ever.
And also snaps to Jeremy Scott because he probably dressed half the people
Right.
that were at that ball that killed it on the runway. So there's that.
What about you, Jason?
Okay, last one. I have to just. I don't think I would be a NOMOFOMO person if I could not mention Celine Dion.
Oh, yes.
so
Saleh.
good.
Yes.
Celine Dion, she looked so beautiful, and it was camp, and it was just
Full
It was
camp.
just perfect.
and it was very Celine.
Did you guys see
You
that
know?
photo of Celine and RuPaul together?
Yes.
It's magic.
Our queens.
Oh, so good.
Okay, can we make a pact right now that next year we will find a way to go to the Met Gala?
Done. Easy.
I
And then
I
we
think
need
we'll-
the FOMO to go to the next level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what is it? Hard to get in there?
Right. It can't be that bad.
No,
I mean,
totally.
fucking-
I'll just put in a call.
All the Jenners were there. They'll let
Yes,
anybody
Not
in.
all the Jenners.
That is true. That is
very
true.
true.
Not all the Jenners were there. Girl did not get her invite.
Sorry, Caitlin.
Sorry, Caitlin. Anyway, let's move along. Let's talk streaming club. So,
All right.
Okay.
all you NOMOFOMO listeners know that we love to read, but we don't have time to read a book every week.
It's hard.
It's hard.
The funniest thing is I actually bought a book to read on the flights that we were going on, and I probably only read like 4 pages.
We have, however, had time to catch up on all of our streaming.
Always.
course.
Always.
Including, and Carla, Kiki Carla, I love that you brought this one up because I feel like this one is for the moms. Mm-hmm. I know I'm going to have to actually put my mom in front of this. She doesn't watch Netflix, but for this, I think that I can get her on board because it's all about The Price is Right.
Yes, God.
So, a cute little documentary called The Perfect Bid. And it chronicles the life of this guy named Theodore, who is obsessed with The Price is Right from a young age. He's also a mathematician, and he's a genius. I mean, the guy has got the memory.
No, he has
of
to
an
be
elephant.
on some sort of spectrum because
he totally is.
He could remember everything and just was like down to the last detail of what a person was wearing. Like I couldn't even get over it.
So we'll give you the premise of the show. I don't want to give the whole thing away in case you want to watch it, but the premise is this guy becomes so obsessed with The Price is Right, and he starts noticing, and this is in like the 80s, that or 70s or 80s or something.
80s,
that he's starting to see the same prices come up because they're using a lot of the same products, and he's like, oh, I'm just going to start a little sheet. Like a little database.
As you do.
A little sheet, a little Excel spreadsheet.
A little Excel. I think this is pre-Excel. I don't know. They were doing screenshots, and it was, I don't know what kind of computer he was using. But anyway, he had this whole awesome database of, like, very detailed of, the prize, the amount, and even the options. So things like cars, sometimes he would get it wrong, but then he'd be like, oh, I wasn't listening closely enough because they actually said it included air conditioning, and I didn't factor that in. So this guy became obsessed with it. He's like, I am going to get on The Price is Right. I'm going to memorize every motherfucking price, and I am going to win the whole show.
Yeah.
And he ended up going to the show, in total, how many times did he go?
I think he went like 36 times.
Like 36 times.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so cute that not only was he just there to because he wanted to win, he just loved watching the show, and he loved screaming out the prices.
He loved helping everybody.
To help everybody out. And he was usually right.
It was the sweetest thing, because even at the very end, what he said, that, what was he getting out of it? And all he said was, I just like helping people and watching them be happy and win.
Totally.
How lovely is that?
Absolutely. And when they do zoom in on him and they'll sort of highlight, these older shows, you can see it in his face.
Totally.
He is all about it. And he was all about Holly as well.
Oh my God. Let's talk about Holly. Let's give Holly a minute.
Hi, Holly.
Oh God.
I think she was always the favorite.
Yeah, she was my favorite.
So for those of you that don't know Holly, she was the brown-haired.
Yes.
What do you say?
She gave diversity.
Yeah, she did give back then.
There was a bit of a chestnut, almost like a red tone to her hair. So she was definitely playing the race card there.
I remember watching The Price is Right when I first moved to Canada, and because my grandfather used to watch it all the time, and we came here in June, so it was still summer holidays. So again, I would just watch it with my grandparents.
Sure.
And it was their favorite thing, and I too loved the Holly. I thought she was the kindest. She had the kindest face, where the other ones were just not.
They were just
pretty.
Were
okay.
They were pretty, but they weren't quite as welcoming or.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So our friend Theodore, he was all about Holly, and he thought that's how he was gonna get, into contestants row, come on down. He thought he was gonna get his call from there if he made a shirt that said,
I'm here to kiss Holly.
I'm here to kiss Holly. And
Yes.
of course, then that's the one thing that of course really dated the show, when you're watching the documentary about the times in the 80s, how he does, this doesn't spoil anything, but how he does get through to contestants row, and he gets on stage, and of course, he's like, okay, I'm here to kiss Holly, and then Bob Barker's like, get over here, Holly, come and kiss him. And
I know, I kind of thought, well, that's a little bit sexist. You
Right,
can't force
exactly.
somebody to kiss somebody.
Totally, and of course, then I broke out in hives because Bob Barker is so creepy, and then
See, and I totally have a thing for Bob Barker. I was just he was so lovely. I don't know.
He was lovely.
So
Yeah.
He was a
lovely.
really good host.
He was a good host, but do you think that he did weirdy things?
Yeah, because it came out in the 90s and stuff.
He did do weirdy things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was. There were a few Me Too moments. I think with Bob.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, I
but
didn't
it
know.
totally, and so even just that little moment there, it was okay, that it was okay, get over here and give him a kiss, and then so she does, and then she was the one who gave Theodore a kiss on the lips,
Right.
And then as soon as Bob saw that,
He's
pulls
like,
Theodore,
okay,
he's
get over
that's
here.
enough,
Yeah.
and you're
He yanked him real
Totally.
quick away.
and you're like, Bob, it was your idea.
Exactly. Calm down, Bob. And you know what? I'll decide. Yeah. I'll decide.
Holly, she can decide for herself.
Yeah, Bob, you don't need to cock block for Holly.
If Holly wants to kiss the Rain Man, she can kiss the Rain Man.
Totally.
Well, it's a really fun little thing. I think that for Mother's Day weekend,
it's a good one to watch.
I think it'd be a really fun one to watch with your mom or your grandma or any game show enthusiast.
Yes.
Which I am. And in fact, my mom is definitely a game show enthusiast. She loves. And so I'm gonna put her in front of it when they come up this weekend.
Well, The Price is Right is on at your parents' house every day.
Yeah, and they've gone to The Price is Right.
Yeah.
Because they do their winters in California and in Palm Springs.
Yes.
There's often bus tours that they get on from their community, and they all just hop on and they go, and they make their shirts and they do all this. Yeah. So they haven't been called up on stage. I did see my parents in the audience. Because you forget how the audience is actually pretty small.
Sure, yeah.
So one day.
Then they both need to make a shirt that says, "I'm here to kiss Holly."
Oh my god. Oh my god. That would be so good. That would be so good.
And then they're getting on that stage and they're like, Holly doesn't work here anymore.
Totally.
Right.
They're like, oh no?
Well, get Bob to get her back in.
Right?
Get the Holly back.
Well, I don't know what she's busy with these days, but
oh my god, I want to see what she looks like. I'm gonna look. You know what? We'll look it up and put it on our Facebook page.
Yeah, we
Holly then and Holly now.
Oh right.
I bet she's hot. She's probably still hot.
Oh, I'm sure.
But now it's changed so much because of course Drew Carey's on, and it's the same show, but now they've got male spokesmodels. Which is pretty cool. They're now addressing diversity.
Yeah.
So, good for you, The Price is Right. You're evolving.
Go Price is Right.
How long can this go on for?
That's such a good question.
I know.
That's an amazing question.
Well, Theodore almost took the whole show down. So let's just leave it at that you need to watch it and find out what happens and how Theodore really started fucking with The Price is Right.
Yeah.
It's good.
Right up the ass.
Right up the ass. There you go.
Leave Holly out of it. All right, let's talk list.
Oh my god, we love our lists.
I love a list.
She's a list lady.
And I found another one courtesy of Ranker.com.
Okay.
We also love Ranker.
Yeah.
We love
Ranker.
Ranker.
Sounds like a dirty website.
It does.
Yeah.
But it's actually not. In fact, and this is probably the least
Is it very basic?
List we've ever talked about. Favorite TV moms of all time.
Oh
yes,
my
God. Yes.
Okay.
There's so many, and I wish I could read the entire list. But we'll just start with 10.
Okay, is this number 10?
This is number 10.
Okay.
Lucy Ricardo.
Agree.
Okay, I love Lucy.
You've got some splaining to do.
There you go, girl.
Yeah.
Love her so
Number
much.
9, Samantha Stevens. Bewitched.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Maybe.
Blow your nose.
Yeah.
We don't know who's actually ranking the rankers.
Just a bunch of Darrens, right?
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
Number 8, I love this one. Wilma Flintstone.
Oh, yes, Henny. Yes.
That updo, the white.
She was a good mom.
The pearl necklace.
Oh, that's right. I feel like anytime she took them off, it would be like... And she has indents all around her.
Yeah, they were actually just rocks. Weren't they just rocks? And a lot of these are actually like kind of historic TV moms.
Okay.
Number 7, June Cleaver.
Oh, right. Never watched Leave It to Beaver.
I think that's a little before our
it's
time.
It's before our time.
Yeah. Number 6, definitely not before our time. Marge Simpson.
Oh, okay.
all right.
I
I
see
do
that.
love Marge.
I love
Yeah,
Marge.
I know, Marge was
Yeah.
great.
Especially when she wore that Chanel.
Oh my god, like 700 times. She just like kept on revamping.
I'm like, I don't resemble that at all.
And then also, when it turned into a bathing suit, do you remember that? It was like a 2-piece.
Yeah. That was one of the best Simpsons
That
ever.
was the best episode.
Yes, it totally.
Okay, number 5 is Marion Cunningham.
Oh.
Happy Days.
Opie Cunningham. Opie Cunningham.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
She put up with a lot of Fonz's bullshit, that's for sure.
Right.
So
There's
it was
that.
coming in, asking to be fed.
No.
You know what? Get your own sandwich.
Yeah. Go jump over a shark,
Right?
Henry.
Number 4. Now this one's kind of interesting. Claire Huxtable.
Yes, God, yes. Claire Huxtable's a shit. She's number one.
No, she is number one.
Yeah.
Like there's like that Claire Huxtable. Oh,
She
Okay,
is
we get to
number one.
contribute to the ranking on Ranker, so
Okay.
I can suggest that we move her up.
yeah.
Exactly.
Because she
Okay.
was great. And why did you say that was interesting?
Well, just because of
The whole
maybe some of
Cosby
the
thing?
whole Bill Cosby thing, and like
Well, the
maybe
thing
some
is,
people.
she had nothing to do with the
Yeah.
Cosby.
No, but she ran to his defense, which is, that is, I guess you stand by your people, but, let's face it, he's in jail.
Yeah.
He did it.
Yeah.
I still
yeah.
love the Claire Huxtable.
I love her. Yeah, I love
I
her too.
love her.
And Debbie Allen is her sister in real life, and
So
I
there's
love
that.
Debbie Allen.
Yes.
Okay.
Dancer extraordinaire.
Number 3, Carol Brady.
Okay, yeah, she got the hair. She got that new man with the boys.
Well, she
Okay.
had the most kids
Well,
Yeah,
no,
so
she had.
among.
Yeah, exactly. Well, she had 3 of her own.
Yeah,
and
and-
then.
But then,
yeah.
like in the show,
And then there was a man named Brady
Yeah, exactly.
who was bringing a 3. Oh, well, whatever. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
2 more to go. Number 2, Morticia Adams.
Oh, okay.
yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
agree.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
yes.
That's a fun one.
Okay, let's just talk about
She's
Addams Family for 1 second. Because were you guys the watchers of the Addams Family? That was the black and white version,
Yes.
where it was like you rang.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And I loved.
I loved it too.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
I could watch that over and over and over and over again.
Agree. And then Angelica Houston in the movie version,
Best.
she was the sex.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes. Yes.
Number 1, are you ready for it? I feel like we can all agree on this.
Elise.
Kitty Foreman. That 70s show.
Oh yeah.
She had the really
Okay.
squeaky
Yeah. With the perfect hair too.
The perfect hair.
Yes.
And she was just
Yes.
so funny.
Yes.
She was, yeah.
She was so
okay,
funny.
Okay, that surprises me
Why
actually.
didn't Mona make it from Who's the Boss?
Oh my God, I remember meeting Mona at
No.
Oh yeah,
You met her?
of course.
Oh, maybe she's on the list somewhere.
And I remember
She was. I
she
loved
was
her.
fierce.
Yes.
She came to Callaway Park. So for all of our listeners
Oh my God.
who are elsewhere, Callaway Park is our little version of Disneyland.
Yeah.
It's a small little amusement park. And she came and I met her and I got that autograph.
No, you did not.
did.
Did you get a photo with her?
No, that was way back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Before cameras were.
We'll be like, we only have so many pictures.
Yeah.
Do you know how much it costs to develop this
You're
shit?
like, Mom, can we get duplicates, please?
Oh my God. Developing photos, girl.
And I met Jonathan, the brother.
Oh my God. Who's a gay?
Who is again? Yes, yeah, I met him.
Yes. Okay,
And I was so embarrassed because I said, I watch your show every day. And then I was like, oh my God, why did I say that? Because it's on every week. And then I was so mad at myself. So, Mona, agree. But what about Elise from Family Ties?
Oh,
Yeah, Family
Elise.
Ties.
She was
Family
good.
Ties.
She was
Good.
shit.
Honestly, this list, it goes on
I mean,
and on.
it's epic.
Oh.
How could
Well-
you even start?
Roseanne is on here. She's way down.
Well,
No.
there's that.
Lois Griffin.
Who's Lois Griffin?
From Family Guy.
Family Guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Elise Keaton is on here. She's 20.
Okay.
Oh,
Agree.
okay. All right. There you go.
And then
Elise,
Sophia
yeah.
Petrillo, 19. Lorelai Gilmore, Olivia
Yeah.
Walton. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Lorelai Gilmore from
Peggy-
the Gilmore Girls?
Yeah, Peggy Bundy is 14.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
co-sign.
yeah.
Bunker's
Yes.
13. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
I won't read the whole list, but it's fun.
Love
It's
it.
fun.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
like it.
Love it.
That's
I mean,
good.
I love a good TV.
We love our
I know.
moms.
We do love our moms.
Where's Kris Jenner on that list?
She,
Nowhere.
she's a bitch. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all.
Okay, let's get into our review.
Yes.
Now, for those listeners that are not watching RuPaul's Drag Race Season 11, Episode 10 at this point, or don't want a spoiler, this is your turn to maybe just switch off and go listen to Joe Rogan for a minute.
Or not.
Yeah, or catch up on all your episodes. So we love you. We'll speak to you on the next episode. Have fun catching up.
That's
Yes.
right.
Now let's dish about Drag Race because we're. Let's see. Today is Wednesday, and so we watched this almost a week ago. So we're
Yes.
a little behind, but let's just get into it.
It's all, but we're still reeling because that was a huge one.
It was a huge one.
Yeah, so the challenge was the magic show. Mm-hmm. And so the teams, so Vanjie actually won the mini challenge. And it was like one of the most iconic sentences ever. So basically they brought out the pit crew, they brought out like all like 7 members of the pit crew, and then what they had to do is they had to put the ball in the sack, but they could not use their hands. So they had to, so it was like a twister game. So
right.
it was like,
use your forehead to somebody's chest, or like,
exactly.
butt to butt,
exactly.
or whatever, yeah.
And then so RuPaul is like drawing, what kind of ball they have to use, whether it's an 8-ball or a basketball or whatever it may be, and then the body part of the contestant and the pit crew member. Yes, exactly. Yes. So then RuPaul draws disco ball and then draws ass to ass, and then RuPaul says, "Disco ball ass to ass, that's the new name of my single." So I cannot wait till disco ball ass to ass is released.
There you go.
Imagine?
So anyway, so Vanjie wins the mini challenge, so then she gets to pick the teams. Mm-hmm. So she chooses the Dream Girls. She chooses Silky, Akira, and Evie, which is really interesting because, of course, Evie and Silky have been at each other's throats.
Yeah.
But so that was the team she chose. So then Nina, Brooklyn, and Suga were on the other team. Mm-hmm. So now, of course, they have to make their magical
debut.
Creations.
Totally.
And this was a fun. I thought this was a fun idea.
It was. It really was. And so they have. So they had like certain magic tricks that they had to do.
Yes.
That they were taught, and then they had to build basically a show around it. So,
exactly.
It was kind of like a free for all. You were allowed to do whatever you wanted as long as you incorporated those magic tricks into your show.
Exactly.
And so I was kind of. I don't know how I felt about Vanjie picking the team that she did. I don't think, like, when she was picking, I was like, ooh, girl.
Right?
Like, no.
Yes.
I didn't think she picked right.
Well, then how come Vanjie and Brooklyn, like, they're having a Kiki, why are they never on the same team?
Well, because they probably made a pact to each other that, like, they don't, because she even said, she's like, just because we're having a Kiki doesn't mean that, like, we're going to be best friends on the show and I'm always going to pick her and we're always going to be, in teams together, because that was a thing. Mm-hmm. But I feel like she could have chosen so much better.
Well, even if she chose Nina, that was a dumb move not choosing Nina.
Mm-hmm. Nina, that was her challenge.
100%.
Like that, there was no way that she wasn't going to kill that.
Exactly.
But the thing is, haven't we seen that the acting challenges are typically where the queens kind of suck?
Yeah.
Right? And so when you've got a Nina who is just such a star, who is a good actor, has the comedy thing down, put her on your team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also, here's the thing. You start picking all of the best people, that's when heads are going to butt. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, you don't pick the best, you pick maybe one other really good person, and the rest you should pick that are just kind of like leveled out or whatever, because they'll say yes to anything.
Yeah.
Right? So there's going to be no conflict there.
Well, and I think that's why the team of Nina and Brooklyn Heights and Suga did so well, 100%. Because Nina really took over as the leader.
Totally.
It was like, this is what she does. And their act was so funny. They had so many good lines.
Yes.
Like when Brooklyn came out of the box and they're like, and ladies and gentlemen, that is the reverse Shangela.
Yeah, that was really funny.
So good. The lines were so good.
The dancing was amazing.
Absolutely.
It was all choreographed and beautiful and funny and all the things. They got all the moves right. They got all the tricks right. It was great.
It was great.
And they made all the judges laugh, which was good.
I really wanted to see Silky get sawed in half. I was waiting for this. I wanted it so bad.
You wanted ganache to go everywhere.
That's right.
I wanted or just make her disappear.
Right?
Altogether.
So of course then they had theirs and they called themselves the Black Magic.
Which I thought when they were talking about it, I was like, oh my god, this is good.
Funny.
This is good.
And it was a hot stinking mess.
God.
They could have there were so many ways they could have gone with that.
Yeah.
It was so
right? Like obviously
watch.
it's a play on them, being the women of color on the show. But why couldn't they make it like really spooky or
Totally.
I mean, make it like, Morticia Adams. Make it like camp.
And
but they didn't.
Yeah, all they talked about was this fucking barbecue that they were going to.
I know. So their whole concept was that there was these 4 ladies, and they were just going from barbecue to barbecue, which is like
is funny.
Yeah, but that's funny. But I'm like, it just didn't make any sense in the context of having like a magic show, because it was just like they were trying to make like, I don't know, corn dogs disappear. I don't know. Like
there was no punchline.
No, nothing.
Exactly.
Like it just
Right.
didn't work, and it was cringeworthy to watch actually. 'Cause
Agreed.
Jason and I were watching it in a hotel room. I think we were in like Winnipeg or Ottawa or something, and we were watching it, and I was just like, oh my god, I can't even watch this.
Totally.
It's making me feel so weirdy.
Totally.
I didn't like it.
Exactly. So then we get to the runway, and the runway was caftans on the runway.
Bring it to the
Yes.
runway. Runway.
Caftans. I love a caftan.
Oh, God.
And we're going to Palm Springs next week, and I need to just go buy myself some caftans.
Yes.
I know.
This has to why don't we have caftans, Allie?
I don't know. You know what we should have done is when we were in New York, we should have bought those beautiful kimonos at Fine and Dandy.
That's another
just
runway.
Yeah,
But-
totally. But I'm just saying,
That is
like,
another
that's
runway.
kind of.
And for the most part, I really liked all the Queen's caftans,
Except for Akira.
except for Akira.
Yes.
Because that
And
wasn't a caftan.
It wasn't a caftan, and actually, the most hilarious thing for me on the show is, and I love Ross Matthews. I was actually tweeting him last week, and I'm like, "We're coming to Palm Springs. Can we interview you for our podcast?"
Yeah.
No word from Ross.
You know what? We have to go to Ross's bubbly brunch though, because he could be there.
Yes,
And it's on a Sunday, so
yes,
we need
will.
to do that.
and we'll wear caftans.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Yes.
so Ross, though, he's like, "I am from Palm Springs. I know what a caftan is." And he goes, he's like, "That is not a caftan, and I have never been this mad." So it's super funny.
was so good.
I love Ross. I
Yeah.
love his sense of humor. And you know what he did? He did read her.
She should be
and
red.
she should be red.
And she was like, "Oh, well, I Googled caftan, and like, this was one
There's
of the
two
options."
versions. No, she said,
and-
yeah, she's like, there's 2 versions of a caftan. I'm like, no, girl.
No.
That is not a caftan. That is like a butterfly wing.
Exactly.
Okay?
You look like you're like jumping out of a plane to go skydiving in that shit. Like, no, it was wrong.
It was
I
like
love
a flying
Akira,
squirrel
but
realness. Yeah, like it wasn't, no, that wasn't the challenge, Akira. It wasn't flying squirrel realness, okay?
I actually thought the caftan was going to land her in the bottom too.
yeah, I
Same.
thought the same.
She should
Because
have.
there were some good, like, I mean, really, aside from Nina, who slayed, mopped up the floor with all those other queens.
Yeah.
Nobody else really stood out. Like, I
No.
think it was
Brooklyn.
pretty.
Brooklyn was
Brooklyn
great.
was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brooklyn was good.
I feel
aside
like
from
Brooklyn
them,
is
though,
getting cocky, though.
Oh yeah.
Like, she's getting real cocky. And I, like, this last one, I was like, she wouldn't let Nina get, like, a word in edgewise. And she was like, well, I don't want to do that. And it's like, I don't know. I didn't like that. But anyway.
But I think it should have landed her in the bottom.
Yes.
Yeah.
It didn't. Instead, who was in the bottom? I have to look.
Our
this up.
Suga.
I don't remember. Oh,
Suga
Suga.
Kane.
Suga Kane.
Yes, it was Suga versus Vanjie.
Well,
Okay.
Vanjie definitely
Deserved.
deserved to be in the bottom because she is not giving anything more.
No.
She's flatlining because it's all about her voice and her being shrieky and all of the things. And I'm actually getting tired of her.
Well, as Jinx Monsoon perfectly put it, it's not easy for Vanjie being the DMX of drag.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my
DMX
god.
drag.
That's amazing. It's true though. You know, like
Exactly.
that's all you got.
She's one note, but that's what DMX is. Like,
Yeah.
What? And
What?
that's
Yeah.
what she's singing, like, Vanjie gonna what? Vanjie gonna
Yeah.
roll, you know?
Right.
And it's just like, that's what it is. She's one note. She's giving all this one note.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's done, like, as much as we love Vanjie, it's just like, no, you
Well,
know.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. We're lucky for Vanjie that Suga is not really that great of a lip syncer.
Disagree.
I thought she was just okay.
Really?
I thought Suga was a great lip syncer. It was different, you know, the way that she kind of came to it. I thought Suga was outstanding, actually, in terms of like
More
the
so than
lip sync.
Vanjie?
Yeah, and I think no, I think the lip sync, they were actually like neck and neck for me. Like I felt like Vanjie, just the way that she was painting her face. Because she the way that she uses her highlighter and whatnot, especially in that look, I think it was more like her face was just like kind of glowing. But Suga was just like, I don't know, there's just something more soulful about her.
I get it, but at that time, when you are lip syncing for your life, it is not time to be soulful and all demure. You need to show Rue that you want
But
to
she
be
did
here.
though. But Vanjie just turned it up a little bit at the end. But I think Suga gave like a a great lip sync. Yeah, I mean, who should have won out of the lip sync? Vanjie.
Yeah.
However, Suga had no business being in the bottom two.
No, I
at
agree.
all.
And there are a lot of people online saying the same thing, that they don't think it was fair.
Absolutely. Online has exploded. Like Twitter, Instagram, everybody is so mad because everyone is saying like anyone but Suga. Like Silky should have, like even her kaftan was like, it was nice, but she wasn't great in the challenge.
Evie.
Evie sucked in the challenge so bad. Her kaftan was fantastic. But the thing is,
Evie
like,
was really bad, but also I don't.
Akira?
But I don't think that what's her name's kaftan was all that great because she was
Suga?
because didn't she like take off like an outfit and then she took off something else and she took off something
Totally.
else and it was not giving. It wasn't giving anything.
Agree. I didn't love her looks, but
No.
the thing is that like historically, they never take somebody who did well on the winning team and then just put them in the bottom. So of course, all online, it's the conspiracy theorists. And so the one that I've actually heard that I kind of believe is that like they kind of got Suga in as a more of a filler queen, you know, that they didn't really predict that she would do so well. And she has done so well. But the thing
Okay.
is, she doesn't bring any drama, which is I think why everybody loves her. Because the thing is, I think that producers like underestimate everyone, that they're like everyone just wants drama and fighting and blah, blah all the time. It's like, yeah, sometimes, but you know what, a lot of times we love seeing people who are nice people who entertain us.
and there has to be-
Brooklyn is
Sure.
like Miss Congeniality.
I know
pretty
there
much
has
on
to
this
be
show.
there has to be a balance though, because not every single person can bring drama, because that's when the show just becomes hard to watch. Right?
Exactly.
Then it just becomes a train wreck to watch. And I
Yeah.
hope that that's not where Drag Race is going, because if it is, I can't see myself watching a show that's just filled with so much drama over and over and over again, because that's not why I watch Drag Race.
Exactly.
I watch it for like the fun and the funny, and then of course a little bit of drama because you gotta have it.
and the
But-
pit crew.
Yeah,
Oh wow!
obviously.
Oh, pit crew.
But that's what it is. It's sort of like, is this VH1's doing that they are wanting to have, you know, stronger characters and whatnot? Because at the end of the day, you look at all the comments, which I did, you know, I ignore my children a lot. And, you know, I was looking at all...
I thought you were Mother of the Year.
Oh, yeah, that too. But, like, every single comment was the same thing. It was just like, we want Suga. Like, yeah, she didn't bring high drama, but that's okay. Like, everyone is okay with that. And so, hopefully, VH1 is getting the word, because that really did feel rigged. You know, as Alyssa Edwards, who I'm seeing tonight, would say, that is rigomoris.
Yes.
Rigomoris.
Well, maybe we'll see Suga in a little All Stars.
I think
totally.
so.
And
It
I
could
think
be
that's
going this way.
Totally. And I think what happens too is when a girl, like when a drag queen is basically like eliminated and it's too early for her time and the fans are all gagging.
Yeah.
It's better for them,
Like
because
Shangela.
because they just get more followers and get more people behind them, and that is that. So I
Exactly.
think it's like a win-win situation.
Agree.
For her, you
Agree.
know? Like I think it's great.
Well, we've got a new episode coming up this week. Can't wait.
We are ready.
We are
We are
ready.
always ready.
This particular site that I'm looking at, they have the odds. They're like, make your predictions. So they have the odds of who they believe by vote
Okay.
are going to win.
Ah.
So do you want to hear it?
Yes.
The odds, according to this poll, are first place Brooklyn,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want that.
Yeah.
second place Evie,
Yeah.
third Akira,
Yeah. Fourth, Silky.
Silky, Nina, Vanjie.
Ah, okay.
Well, I for sure Vanjie's the
Interesting.
next one to go. Like
Vanjie's done.
Agree.
pretty sure like that's it. I don't agree with Nina being like
I don't think she's going to make top four. I've never thought she would make top four.
See, I think Silky is going to go first. I don't think Silky... I don't know. She's just not there for me.
I have a bad feeling Silky's getting top four. It's in my bones.
But
I
you
feel
look at how the show is going, and if it's based on who is bringing the drama and like that kind of like stirring things up kind of shit, then for sure it's Silky that's going to be at the top so that she can stir some shit around. But then they're also looking at like, well, I guess they're not looking because it's like happened a while ago, but like the stats of like who's getting more likes and this and that, like what people are talking about. And
Well, it's all a factor. Although, I mean, they're not airing it live, so
Well, yeah, that's exactly
you know
that,
what's done
yeah.
is done.
Yeah, and they're filming it like very soon, the top four. So and then we talked about that last week. Who knows if they'll keep it the same format with the lip sync showdown.
Right.
So who knows about that? Because we haven't really seen Silky lip sync. So And she
we
keeps
haven't.
saying that she's ready, but
yeah.
if it's between, like, I agree with that, between Brooklyn and Evie, and I don't know. I've said a while ago that I said when Evie messed up her ankle, I said either she's out or she's winning the whole thing. So, because she's had a big arc. As, like, I love Brooklyn. I want her to win. You know, she's our Canadian girl all the way. She is repping us so hard. At the beginning of the episode...
Oh my God, she said Calgary Stampede.
Yes!
Come through, Calgary Stampede. I mean, she is our girl forever.
That's
we love
crazy.
her. But
Yeah.
I just kind of have a feeling Evie might pull something out because, in Brooklyn's words, Evie is so layered. I mean, there's so much going on artistically.
That's right.
So she might pull something a la Sasha Velour out of her wig, and we don't know.
Well, let's hope it's a good wig, because the last 3 wigs that she's worn have been tired and fucking matty and ugly. Like, she's like, they were like squirrels, fucking, like, they were gross. Nests, that's what I call them, nests.
Well, we shall see.
Step
I
up
want to
your
know what our
pussy.
Step up your pussy.
I want to know what our listeners think. So make sure you're tweeting us and messaging us and whatever.
Yeah.
Let us know, who do you think is going to win?
Yeah, who's
That's
your girl?
right. And just send us any sort of comments, what you like, what you don't like, what you're loving, what you're not loving,
Yeah.
all the things. We love hearing from you, so
Subscribe,
please.
like, share, do all the things. We appreciate you. You listened all the way to the end, and that's just over 1 hour. So thanks, everybody.
Woo!
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy
Take care of
Mother's
your mom
Day.
or whoever is that beautiful queen in your life. Make sure you celebrate them.
Okay, well, happy Mother's Day, Dilshad. I love you.
Happy Mother's Day, Lois.
Donna and all the mothers out there, and RuPaul too.
Of course,
Mother.
Mother has arrived.
Everybody say mother.
Mother!